You want to know the truth? Most people will never build wealth, not because they're stupid, because they never start. It's either because they overthink, they wait, or they chase shortcuts. And then they wake up at 35 or 45 or 55 at the end of their life, and they realize they have no assets, no freedom, and no clue where their money went. Now, if you're in your 20s, you can still fix that. And today I'm showing you exactly how to build your first $10,000. And this is just not really theory, right? This is talking from personal experience, everything that I've done in the past, and what I'd do if I had to start over in 2026. Now, stay to the end, because the biggest mistake beginners make isn't choosing the wrong stock. It's something way worse, and it silently keeps people broke for years. We'll get there. Now, a quick background. I'm not some guy who just inherited money. I wasn't spoon-fed. I grew up in a single-parent household. I had 2 brothers. My mom was working 2 jobs, and I could tell you this, I did not come from wealth. I spent my adult life in the service, whether this was in law enforcement, military leadership, working long shifts, having stress, responsibility. And I realized something early. Nobody was coming to save me financially. My pension, it may be phenomenal, but it's not enough. No paycheck is enough, and no hard work alone was enough. So this is where I really started learning about investing. I really got into personal finance badly. I bought random stocks. I watched the YouTube clips. I was checking my portfolio 17 times a day. Thought I was Warren Buffett with $400. And that's how most people start. But eventually I learned wealth isn't built by hype. It's built by systems, by having disciplined routine every 2 weeks. That's what built my wealth. And now I own my own house. My wife and I are having our first baby this October, and I'm building assets. I'm buying the ETFs. I'm deploying my income. And that's the mindset shift I want for you. Now, main point number 1 is stop thinking you need money. Most people are going to say, I'll invest when I make more. That is the wrong mindset. That mindset kills people financially, because here's the truth. You don't need thousands. You need consistency, just like I was talking about before. For example, if you invest just $300 a month, whether this is into a low-cost index fund or maybe it's a stock you are looking at a historical average of roughly 10% of the annual market return in 10 years, that $300 that you were investing each month, that's about $61,000. In 20 years, that's $228,000. Now, that's just not magic. That's just the math. Now, most people don't realize your first $10,000 matters more than your first $100,000. Why is this? Because that's when the momentum starts, and that's when you become dangerous. Now ask yourself, what did you spend on DoorDash in the last month? For me, I don't even have the app downloaded. Full transparency. I honestly hate DoorDash. Any app that's delivering me the food, get it out of here, delete it, right? Because be honest with yourself. How much money are you actually spending on food services or grocery services when it could be spent in the time in the market? Now, main point number 2, your first investment is in stocks. And this is where it gets tricky, because people think investing starts in Robinhood. Absolutely wrong. Your first investment is killing stupid spending. If your money leaks, nothing else matters. Like I talked about before, if your money is leaking into stupid things, whether this is drinking, partying, DoorDash, just stupid items or commodities, nothing else matters. Look at your subscriptions, eating out, car payments, impulse Amazon buys. Most people are financially bleeding and they don't even know. And they're wondering why they still feel broke. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not some perfect guy, right? I did this too. But eventually I started tracking every dollar. I realized it was painful looking at a banking statement every month, but this is absolutely necessary for the growth you need. And that's when everything changed, right? My solution was running a 30-day money audit. I looked at my bank statement for the month of May, bank statement for the month of April. Every dollar that you earn, it needs to get assigned, because every dollar, it gets a job. Now your money serves you and not the other way around. If nobody ever taught you this stuff, that's exactly why this channel exists today, because I wish I had a mentor teaching me these discipline habits. And that's exactly what we do here. We're going to build discipline, build money, and build freedom. Now, main point number 3, buy boring assets. Honestly, nobody wants to hear this. And that's the good part, because if you're listening to this, you're going to win. Because the truth is, because truth usually sounds boring. You do not need no meme stocks. You don't need crypto moonshots. You don't need the next Tesla. You need boring. And some of my favorites are VOO, VTI, or SCHD. Now, why? Because these have low fees. They're diverse. They're simple. And the S&P 500 has historically averaged around 10% annually over long periods. That's enough. You don't need to be exciting. You need to be repeatable. Now, you know what's exciting? Financial freedom. That's exciting. Now, main point number 4, automate everything. This has honestly been the biggest game changer. Discipline matters because your systems matter even more. You shouldn't have to feel motivated to invest. All you need to do is set up automatic transfers. When payday hits, the money moves instantly. You don't even see it from your checking to your brokerage. There's no emotions, no excuses. I do this myself because if I wait, life gets busy. Like I said before, I have a wife. I'm going to have a kid in October. I just bought a house, and busy people accidentally stay broke. Now, automation beats motivation, and this is every time. Main point number 5, increase your income. This one matters. Cutting your expenses helps, but income changes everything. Now ask, how do I earn one extra $500 a month? Whether this is in overtime, your freelance, content creation, sales, coaching, or maybe even pick up a second job, because your investing speed depends on your income engine. You can't budget your way to wealth forever, because at some point you need to earn more. And that's where your first 10K accelerates. Now, here's what changed my mindset. Investing isn't about money. It's about identity. When you invest, you become the type of person who thinks long term. You begin to stop chasing dopamine. You stop buying status. You stop needing approval. You become harder to manipulate because that's freedom. And that's why most people never get there, because discipline feels boring until it actually pays you. Now, if I were in your shoes, do this today. Open up a brokerage account, whether this is in Vanguard, Fidelity, God, there's so many of them out there. And you need to begin setting up auto investing. For me, this is every paycheck. So every 2 weeks on a Friday, I have money coming out of my account that I don't even see. It just automatically gets deducted. I have a certain percentage, right? Even if this is $100 a month. And then begin to buy one broad ETF. Don't overthink this. Remember what I talked about? VOO, VTI, SCHD. Just one broad ETF, right? Do your research. I'm not a financial advisor, but do your research, right? And then step number 4, just ignore it. Keep buying, repeat, and that's it. That is literally the game plan. Now listen carefully. Your 20s can disappear so fast. I'm 25 already, and I can't believe the past 5 years has shot by so quick. One day you're 22, and then suddenly you're 32. Wondering what happened to the time. Now, don't let that happen to you. You need to start now, when you're ready, not when you make more. Now, your first $10,000 changes your mindset. Your first $100,000 changes your life. And your first $1 million, that changes your family tree. That's what this is about. It's not about flexing. It's about the legacy. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.